I used to have a really rare phobia. I guess it's got two different names, but essentially, I used to be afraid of looking up at the sky. I know, right? And I'm gonna tell you how I got rid of it, how it all started, a little bit about it. We're gonna talk about everything. So let's do it. As far as I know, this has two different names. Casadastraphobia, which is the fear of falling into the sky, and Anablephobia, which is the fear of looking up. I've never met another single human being who's had this phobia. When it started, I was pretty young, and my mom was playing a concert at a church, bluegrass gospel festival thing going on. I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, maybe a little bit older. There was a part of the church where you could walk out onto the roof, and I decided to just lay up there, and I looked up into the sky. And it terrified me. And for years it terrified me. I went on a field trip where we had to go up onto a porch that was like 2 stories tall. I couldn't do it. People thought it was just a regular fear of heights. Like, no, the sky scared me. And in different positions too, like with if it was too many clouds, if there weren't enough clouds, if I was high up, if I was low to the ground, it didn't matter. I would panic, I would dissociate, I would get dizzy. I'd feel like I was going to die. Oh my god, dude. I lived with this for a long time, up until I was 19 years old. It's been gone for a few years, but every now and then it lingers back. When I was 12 years old, I went to Disney World for the first time. Couldn't walk around and look up, and anyone who's been to Disney World in Florida knows the skies are pretty clear. There's a lot of wide open space. And that was around the time when I found out what it was, because my aunt helped me figure it out. And you know, growing up, it was painful experiencing that. You know, because like, I couldn't explain why I didn't want to sit next to the window at school. I couldn't explain why I didn't want to sit next to the window on the bus. And you know, people thought I was just making a joke. People thought it was just a joke or something. No, like, it was horrible. I'm going to bring my friend of 20 years, Elliot, on this video right now, and he's going to tell you a little bit about it. I remember the moment it went away. My friend Elliot and we went to Six Flags, New Jersey, and they have the world's tallest roller coaster, at least the tallest one in the United States. It's called the King Ka. It's taller than the Statue of Liberty. I think it's, King Ka is 459 feet tall. But it's 2 rides in one. Yes, it's a big roller coaster, but there's another one connected to it that's kind of like a death drop, like think Tower of Terror. Death drop connected to King Ka is called Zumanjaro, which stands at about 415 feet tall. Now, I love roller coasters. I would get on one despite my fear of the sky. It's just like how I have really horrible anxiety, but I'll get in a wrestling ring and in my underwear and, yeah, in front of people. Huh, isn't that weird? Or, you know, post cringy videos online. Subscribe. I remember when the fear of looking at the sky went away, and that was at the top of Mount Zumanjaro. My friend and I decided we were going to get in line, and it was very short line, maybe 10 people there. No one wants to ride that fucking thing. When we got to the top, peeking out upon the world as it was curving in front of me, because the world is not flat, my friends, it is round. I remember seeing the Earth's curve in all its beautiful glory. And before the roller coaster dropped, I looked over at my friend, and in a beautiful moment, I said, "This is fine." Wow! Down goes the death drop, and we're screaming our heads off. We're having a blast. I get off of that thing, and I said, "Let's do it again." For the first time in about 13 years, I could look up into the sky and not feel any fear whatsoever. Like, I would go on my grandma's balcony, about 2 stories tall. Almost die. Be in New York City, look up at skyscrapers, about piss myself. Be in an open field on a semi-cloudy day and be horrified. I didn't know what was out there. Still don't know what's out there. I got rid of it. I had to ride ski lifts. I even got in a hot air balloon. My grandfather, God rest his soul, I love him, I miss him every day, made me get in a hot air balloon. Because he already paid for it, and I couldn't talk him out of it. The tour guide says to me, "Are you scared?" I said, "Yes, I'm scared." And then that motherfucker just started jumping up and down and swaying the whole thing from side to side. And then he was like, "You have nothing to worry about." Man, you know, I am worried, because now I'm gonna plummet out of this hot air balloon. I got on this really tall water slide in Florida. I remember the dude in front of me was afraid of heights. And this water slide was tall. I don't remember what it was called. I'm looking it up. Summit Plummet. It is 120 feet tall and is at Blizzard Beach. The guy in front of me was afraid of heights. and he was shaking real bad. And I said, don't worry, I'm afraid of heights too. He said, don't look down. I said, I can look down, I just can't look up. Man, I blew that guy's mind because, like, that was the thing. If I was high up, I had to look down. I couldn't look up. Then there are some really odd phobias. Like, I'm afraid of these mushrooms. Ugh, get that shit out of here. But damn it, Grungy, what are you doing? I've inherited a fear of birds. I'm actually terrified of birds, like seriously. There are some that are cool, like penguins and seagulls and stuff. Two bills, bleh, stop. You know what's a weird fear I have? Monuments that stick out of the ocean in the middle of nowhere. Why do I love this game? It is okay to have the strange and obscure phobias. I encourage people to face their fears slowly and with patience. Professional help like therapy, exposure therapy, psychiatric help does work. If you've had that fear that I experienced for a long period of my life, I hope it goes away. If you have a phobia and you think it's strange, comment it below, because I challenge those who are weird to subscribe. Amen. Peace out. I hope everyone conquers their fears, and I hope to see you again.